He goes, well, somebody came in with a dog. It didn't go after nobody except me. It went past everybody and came right at me and grabbed my leg.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Hey everybody, I want to tell you a story. A couple stories about some guards that I ran into that were not the best of people. I'll start with the last one and work back to when I first got to the penitentiary. So I was in South Central Correctional Center, and there was this guard, I ain't gonna mention his name, that he would write you up for anything. But then at the same time, when you'd go by your cell, you know, hey, how you doing? I want to Jeff with you, you know. Like you just didn't write me up. So, you know. I remember one time, me and a guy coming back from food service warehouse, our boss had written us out a slip, so we go to the canteen. We get back to the housing unit, and he said that slip's no good. I said, well, it's signed by a staff member. He goes, I don't care who it's signed by. I don't know that. You guys could have made it up. He goes, you can go to the canteen after you get off of work. And he sent us back to work. Luckily, we got off in time to go to the canteen. But I was up on a visit, and I was telling my family this. And my dad says, well, what's his name? And I told him. He goes, I know who he is. He goes, I know his dad real well. He goes, I'm going to talk to his dad. I said, that's not necessary. And so that's not necessary. He goes, no, I'll talk to him. So he talked to him. I really didn't want my dad talking to him, his dad. Apparently my dad told him, hey, your boy's mistreating those guys in the South Central Correctional Center. And so his dad went and talked to him, I guess, and he came back and he called me out to the bubble one day. And he goes, let's go out front. He goes out front. He goes, so you run into your dad now? I said, oh, I told my dad not to say anything to you. And he goes, I'm not a jerk, I just do my job. I said, you're a jerk. There's doing your job and there's being a jerk. There's two different things. Anyway, about a month later, or it was a couple weeks or something like that. It was a little while later. I mentioned it on a visit to my dad. I said, man, I told you not to say nothing, you did anyway. He goes, yeah, I don't like the fact that he's mistreating you guys up there, you know. I said, now he's gonna be after me, you know. And my brother says, that can be fixed. I said, whatever you do, don't do it on prison grounds, you know. And I said, I prefer you didn't. Well, I guess it was a couple weeks later, maybe 3. I don't know how long it was. It's been a while ago. Here comes this guard in, this correctional officer. He comes in and he has a shiner and a couple of other bumps and well, this is before I met him. I was telling my cellie and another guy, I said, look, I think he's got a shiner. They said, yeah, he's got a black eye. And so again, he calls me out in front of the housing unit. He goes, you think you can send your brother, you can send all you want. Whoever you want, send. It's not going to change anything. I'm still going to be me. And so, you know, he kind of, I thought, well, at least he's being honest. And I said, I don't even know what you're talking about, though. And You know exactly what I'm talking about. Your brother caught me at the gas station down the road here in this town. I ain't gonna mention that town either. People who are from around there, they'll know what town I'm talking about. It's just between Rolla and Licking. And so anyway, I tell my brother, I said, that ain't working. He's not changing. That's what he told me. Well, and I put this on everything I love. We had nothing to do with this. It was a couple, maybe 3 months later. He comes in and he's kind of limping. He calls me back out front again. He goes, a dog ain't gonna change my mind either. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, I went into the bar down here in Licking. He goes, like I always do. Of course, you would know that. I said, I don't know where you go after work. He goes, well, somebody came in with a dog. It didn't go after nobody except me. It went past everybody and came right at me and grabbed my leg. I said, well, must know an asshole when it sees one. He goes, go to your cell and lock down. And you better not let me find out you had anything. I swear on everything I love, I didn't have nothing to do with that, but I think it's funny. Anyway, when I was in Bowling Green, before I got sent to South Central Correctional Center, there was this guard named Peterson. Everybody hated Peterson, including the guards, the COs. They didn't like him. Staff didn't like him at all. Well, some kind of did, because he got his job there because of somebody he knew. That's what I'm told. Now, I ain't the type of person to go around and attack guards or anything, It's just, you never win in those situations. But this guy got me so mad one day that I was in front of the housing unit. I knew he was going to come out and smoke sometime or another. I was waiting on him. This other like friends and stuff was telling me, man, just let that go, man, just let that go. You know how he is, just try to avoid him. I said, I try to avoid him. He's just, I've had enough of him. So I'm waiting for him to come out, and they're trying to talk me down from this. I'm mad. I'm really pissed. Here comes this guard out, runs out of the bubble, about halfway up the walk. He's about between me and the housing unit, about halfway, turns around and says, yells at the top of his lungs, Peterson, bring your ass out here now so I can whoop it. And I'm just like, what? And this CO just keeps telling this, yelling this. And I go, wait a minute, you gotta get in line, dude. And he turns around and he goes, you need to back off. I got business to handle. And some of the other guys kind of pulled me back. And next thing I know, guards are running down there. And they walked him out, and Peterson was gone for a day or two too. But I'm saying all this to lead up to this. They told South Central Correctional Center that they had to put 4s and 5s in there. 5s with, custody level 5 with 4 overrides. They could have those. So they started raising everybody's level that hadn't been in Bowling Green 2 years or more. I'd only been there a year and a few months. I worked out in front of the housing unit at night. This is the only thing I did. I picked up cigarette butts and a little bit of trash around there, and then I was done. Peterson lets me out one night to do my job. And he goes, oh, going to a level 5 tomorrow. Better be careful in those level 5s. I said, I've been in a level 5 before. He goes, I'm just saying, going to a level 5. I said, look, I'm not in the mood for it. I said, they raised everybody's level for no reason, except that they want to fill up another prison. I said, I did nothing to get this custody level raised. And I said, so I'm not in the best of moods. He was quiet for a few minutes. Then he started in again. I said, hey, I'm asking you politely not to do this. You know, let's not talk about this. Let me get my job done, and I'll go back in. He keeps on. I said, you know what? F you. He goes, I'll put you in the hole. He turns bright red. I said, ooh, put me in the hole. I'm going to be on a level 5 tomorrow. Who cares? Put me in the hole. I put my hands behind my back. You can cuff me up right now. He goes, go to your cell. Well, so the next day I left there. I was glad to get away from him. But the third one was a lieutenant at MSP. Anybody who's been there and who knows this lieutenant knows who I'm talking about as soon as I start talking about him. He liked to fight everybody, and I told this story before, but I'm going to add it to this one. He's the type of guy that, well, this lieutenant, he fought COs in the parking lot. He would fight inmates. And one day, coming back from lunch, I'm walking with a workout partner, and I kind of cursed my workout partner out in a friendly way. He said something smart, you know, that he thought was funny, and I said, you know, F you. Well, as I'm saying this, we're passing that lieutenant. Well, I get up to my cell. My cellie's at work. I didn't know that at the time that he had to work late. Him and like 3 or 4 other guys. I think extra duty or something. But here comes that lieutenant. It says, Pop 297. He walks in there. He goes, you got a problem with me? I said, I don't even know what you're talking about. You want to curse me out? And he tells about the incident. And I told him, I said, no, I was joking with a friend. He goes, you think you can whoop me? I said, I don't know. I heard you're pretty good with your hands. He said, you're scared of me? I said, no. He goes, well, next time you're feeling froggy, you just jump. Close 297. And I was laying down in the bunk, and I jumped up. And before I could make it, the door, you know, it was almost closed. And he stops, just points his finger at me, shakes his head, and goes on. Okay, that's all I got for you today. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment and share this.